your bio. Like I'll just read out your
Please
bio.
go, please.
Hi, good evening, guys. Here we have an extremely interesting session, an interactive session, an interviewing session today with an another interesting episode with Romanian poetess Bogdana. So here we welcome Bogdana to our stage. So before that, how do you feel being onto the show, Bogdana? It's not audible.
Now you hear me?
Now it's audible. Now it's audible. So
Now
well,
you hear me?
yeah, it's audible. Well, it's audible.
Okay.
So we'll start it once again from here. Cool. Hi, good evening, guys. Welcome to another interesting, interactive interviewing session with an insightful poetess, Bogdana from Romania. Here we go. Yes, Bogdana, how do you feel to be on to the show?
I'm very honored to be here on your show and thank you for the invitation.
Cool then. Like before we go ahead with the session, like we'll have a short bio of yours and we'll take it from there on. Okay. I'll just read out your bio for our audience over there. Bogdana, who is from Romania, she has released 3 books of poetry: My Soul Pyramid, The Soul from the Inkpot, and The Trigger of Dreams. The first book, The Soul Pyramid, was published as the winning prize as a poetry contest. Movie script. She has written movie scripts for some short movies as well. And she has participated in film festival in France too. That's a great honor. And she has won Menzion Award at Amical Solferan contest. And she has a title of Poetry Ambassador in Romania at Guido Cozana contest, Passions. And she loves photography, drawing, and reading as such. So here we go with Bogdana. Like we'll see like what a person she is, what a poetess she is, and like we'll enter into her insightful journey and we'll try to explore Bogdana as much as we can. Here we welcome Bogdana onto the stage once again. Yes. I believe you are so excited. Yes, Bogdana. Like so how did you come up with the title I Excel and what does it signify?
First, I want to correct something. Back then, when I wrote the bio, I had
So that's nice. That's nice.
a lot of personal issues, and a couple of years of my I thought that finally I have a period when I can come to calm, when I can, reconnect to myself
Okay.
and when I can go to calm, because I was going through pain, I was going through loss, I was going through with all these losses. I
Okay.
was feeling like I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know where I should go. What
Mm.
is my mission?
Mm.
My life was somehow in a fog. I
Okay.
didn't know what to do.
Mm.
So
Mm.
when I wrote this volume of poetry, I
Okay.
thought this is the title. I exhale. I finally can breathe
Mm.
like this, you know?
So you felt like you can vent out your emotions through this mode of communication.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's nice. So how did you end up with the title I Exhale?
Uh, well, I explained why I exhale. I exhale because when you can inhale and then you exhale, but when you
Exhale, yeah.
inhale, sometimes
Perfect.
when you inhale first, you can inhale also toxicity, not only
Yeah,
fresh air.
yeah,
When I exhale, I finally get rid of that toxicity.
yeah.
So this is
Cool.
the meaning.
Cool. That's nice. That's nice, Bogdana. Like I read it in your poem, like you have mentioned, you have written this way, like exhale. I am surprised. It's not delirium. I exhale, I breathe. Steam, I string. I exhale, vampire. I inhale. I. So that's something like it's very much subtle and poignant that the way that you have brought in your verses. It's so simple, yet it brings out a lot of meaning layered to it. I liked it. I liked it very much. I wish if at all it had been an expanded form, it would have been better. That's what I feel. So what's your take on
Um,
it?
yeah, it's very short, the poem
Yeah, very
that
short.
has the same title, but it's deep because why did he say about vampires? Not necessarily that I believe in them, but it was like the kind of expression of evil. I mean,
Mm,
I had all this evil inside me, all these bad happenings and maybe bad choices or things like that troubled me. And now I exhale. I just let them
mm,
go,
mm.
and I finally feel I can breathe. Like
Yeah.
I'm free. I really can breathe. I'm not stuck in breathing, because sometimes when you go through bad things in your life, you feel like you you're stuck in breathing. You're stuck in um,
Longing.
yeah, and you
The
want to
moods,
free
thoughts,
yourself.
feelings,
You're like,
everything comes in.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's why I made that thing with the vampire and mirth,
yeah.
because it's the same substance. It's something, it helps you. And I was, oh yes, I want to get out from this evil,
Yeah.
and I want to be free. I want to be myself. I want to regain myself and my
Cool,
soul.
cool, Bogdana. I got your point. I got your point. So, in order to summarize, can you put it in this way? Like every poem, na, it starts with somewhere and it ends with somewhere. Not necessary that it has to be in some 10 lines or 15 lines. It can be even in 2 lines. A poem can consist of 2 lines or one line. So that's where it starts and that's where it ends. That's what my take is all about. What do you say?
Uh,
Is it not?
I usually write it in very short
Yeah.
lines, not very long. It depends on
Yeah, it
my
depends upon the
feelings.
content. Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends upon
usually
your thought
I
process and
make
your content. Is it not?
usually I make short lines because I want the content to be very sharp, but
Sure.
in very
Okay.
few lines.
So that's
And
your style of writing. Say.
yeah, because there are people. I'm not referring to anybody, to
Yeah, yeah.
somebody,
That's
to
okay.
specific. Yeah, but there are people who complain about the fact that too long poetries, and then they don't have the necessary patience to read all the poetry and things like that. So I'm trying to
Hmm.
combine this shortage with this strong message, so that
Yeah.
so that that I can deliver a short message, but in a very short time, and people don't have to complain about not having time to read the poetry.
I liked it. I liked it. So, if at all I have to say, like, is that your style of poetry?
Yeah. This is my
Absolutely.
very in a very rare cases I write longer
Okay.
poems, but
Well,
usually I write short.
cool, man. Cool, cool book. Well, Bogdana, like in your foreword, in this book, I Exhale, you said that poetry is the oasis of peace and soul reconciliation. How do you describe it?
Well, when I say poem regains you peace, is the fact that, for example, poem when you write a poem and you share
Okay.
your feelings there on a piece of paper,
Okay.
you just think, you just feel like you're talking to your own self, but
Okay.
also
True.
to the world. You're
Hmm.
trying to deliver a message in which people um, to see themselves like in a mirror and say,
Okay.
"Oh, I feel the same thing." So when we share feelings in a poem, we don't share feelings only about ourselves. We share
Yeah.
feelings to other who may feel the same, and this is actually a strong happening. I mean, a poem or poetry in general has this strong bound for people that we don't know each other in person, but we feel the same in poetry. So this is
True.
a
True.
strongest bound that poetry
But yeah.
makes.
So if at all I have to put it this way, like, shall I put it this way, like, uh, it, it connects with the two, the verse connects with the universe. Okay. And we are cosmic people. We connect with the cosmos.
Yes.
Yeah, because the writer is elsewhere and reader is elsewhere, but still we come to a point where we connect with our verse. Is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, that is what I said too. Yes, poetry
Yeah,
is
that's
cosmic.
the beauty of poetry.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It is universal from every corner. Even if you would be on Mars, I
yeah,
think it would have the same
true.
effect.
So that's what the words bring in. It's not the words, they carry their own weight in the form of a thought, in the form of emotion, in the form of feeling. So what's been expressed is what, as you call it, as exhale.
Yes.
Perfect.
Uh, we can exhale also feelings. We can exhale not only words, but the meaning of the words. Because
Yeah.
have you observed when somebody says you something that can hurt you? Let's say a
Hurting. Yeah.
difficult word that can hurt you. You're not hurt exactly by the word itself. You're hurt by the significance of the word.
Yeah. True. True. I absolutely agree with you.
Yes. So it
Well,
has
Bogdan,
a
hmm,
the problem with the words is that they can heal also, and they can make a good medicine. They can be a good medicine, but also they are very sharp and they can create pain.
yeah. True. So, here coming to your country. So, say something about your Romanian culture and what influence it has on the literature.
I think the Romanian culture is as rich as maybe other cultures are,
Okay.
uh, especially in literature. We had a
Okay.
lot of, and we have a lot of great poets or
Hmm.
great people who write novels or things like this. Um, I think it can make a connection with other cultures, and it still makes because
Do you have
I,
Romanian
uh,
films?
I I I I will tell you immediately. I want to say something related to Romanian culture.
Culture.
I
Hmm.
read a few days ago about Amita Bose. I think I say it correctly. I don't know if it's pronounced like this. She was Indian,
Okay.
and she translated Eminescu in her language.
Hmm.
Yes, and it was in Bengali. She translated in
Okay.
Bengali language.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I was very surprised to hear that
Yeah.
there were important personalities from other countries who translated our poetries in
Hmm.
their language.
Wow.
So
That's great.
they fell in love with our culture, and
Hmm.
I think it could be reciprocal. But if we could learn Bengali or another
Yeah.
language, we can translate
Oh,
to, or we can translate. I don't know. Maybe, for example, you could write in English, but I can translate your poem in Romanian. Yes,
right.
for
Yeah.
sure.
But coming to India, like India is a land of languages, wherein we have say about innumerable languages. But given the scripts, like we have say about 25 to 26 Indian scriptured languages. Okay.
A kind
Well,
of dialects.
yeah, cool then. So, any English poets whom you have been influenced with?
Um, when I studied, especially in school, I really fell in love with Shakespeare and with William Wordsworth.
Okay, okay, great.
Um,
That's nice to
and
know.
yes, and I also like poets from other cultures. For example, I like Sergei Esenin from Russia. He was a
Okay.
very, very talented poet. Yeah, he wrote very beautifully, especially love poems. They
Mhm.
are beautiful, very beautiful.
Mm. Well, Bogdana, like, do you think like it's necessary that one should go through literature or study literature in order to turn out to be a great poet or a writer?
I don't think necessarily to have studies, but to be, let's say, to be a self-teacher. I
Okay,
mean, if you like to learn,
self-taught poet. So,
yeah, if you want to, to perform in literature, you always have to uh, teach yourself a lot, and especially to have a good grammar, because you work with grammar, you express yourself with the help of grammar,
yeah.
and you have to be very good in writing and expressing also, and
Mhm.
to read a lot of books. It's very important, because if you want to be a great writer, you should always read other authors too, so you can understand how other people think, write, and express themselves, and this way you could include yourself in this world, and develop yourself to maybe have a, I don't know, a model from other cultures, and that can
We
impact
can
you
get
as a
inspired by
writer.
other writings.
Yes, yes. So it's very important,
But
maybe if you don't have the possibility to have studies, but at least to teach yourself to be self teaching
yeah,
somehow.
true. What you said is absolutely true. Like we need to be acquainted with the different forms of poetry and different types of poets. So only then, like we can build our own style and our own form of writing, and wherein like we can be unique in our own way. So that's how a poet should stand out. This is what you mean to say, right?
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
true.
Yeah. So when come earlier, as you said, like you had so much of you have gone through so much of depression or else so much of traumatic sessions with you. Like, how did the poetry turn out to be therapeutic to you?
At that time, or let's say from time to time, because now I'm not alone anymore, but
Mhm.
from time to time, um, I think each of us has
Yeah,
had that feeling of, you have a bad period, but you don't want to talk to anybody. You just
yeah.
want to be alone.
Hello.
So from time to time, everybody has this period of wanting to be alone,
Yeah,
staying
and
in
you want to
loneliness,
speak with solitude.
and talking to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And poetry for me was like, let's say, the best friend.
Oh,
When I wanted to cry, yeah, when I wanted to cry, I just, I just put my pen down on paper and I started to write everything I felt, and I just let it go,
mm,
like a river goes, like a river flows.
yeah,
That this was my writing
yeah,
starting to flow on paper,
mm,
and then I just let it go. Sometimes
mm,
I made like that. I wrote the poetry on paper. I translated it in an agenda so I could not lose the poem. But then I took that first paper on which I wrote and I burned it. Like,
oh,
I closed the therapy. Yeah, just go, go. Okay. I wrote it in an agenda so I would not cry. Then where is the poem? Oh my God. But I burned the first paper, like, just go. This was my experience. I don't want to remember. Now I don't want. I just want to go forward. Go. I just burn you. And later, maybe later, after years, I was opening that agenda and I was rediscovering those poems, but not with that um power of feeling which I had at the beginning. I mean, I was a little more calm. I was reading with another intention that poem. I was not thinking necessarily, you know let's say I wrote a poem at grief. Well, after years, I was not, I didn't have uh, that grief anymore,
yeah.
but I could
See,
understand what I wrote.
all that matters is like you need to vent out. Either it doesn't matter whether you store that paper with you or not, that content with you or not. Like all that matters is like you just want to vent out your expression, your emotion. That is all
Exactly.
you wanted to do, is it not?
Exactly. And I think sometimes, people say loneliness is bad. Yeah, if you want to, stay alone all your life, maybe it's bad. But in some moments, even if we have a family, a husband, or somebody near, or parents, or things like that, I mean, persons like that, um, I think sometimes we really need time for ourselves, just for ourselves, to stay,
Oh,
and analyze everything that happens with our inner self.
yeah.
What does this inner self want from us? Who are
Mm,
we? Are we the
mm.
ones who we want to be, or are we the ones that our families
Uh,
want to be?
wants to. Yeah. The other people likes us to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this is the best session you could ever have. So, poetry is like a kind of, let's say, if you want, written meditation.
Yeah. It's like being meditative on your own mindset,
Mm-hmm.
is it not? It's like being
Yeah,
meditating on your own mindset, trying to be
it is. It
peace.
is.
Yeah, trying to be in ease with your peace.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, going ahead, like, how do you see you as a promising and a futuristic poet?
I don't see myself in some way. I mean, I don't have
Okay,
necessarily special plans or something. I just let life
not
goes as it
necessarily
is.
to be a poet.
Uh, I don't know if maybe just
Yeah.
poet. Maybe one
Hmm.
day I'll develop other structures too,
Hmm.
literary structures. But all I know is that
You just
I am
pursuing
proud of
poetry.
what yeah, I am
Yeah,
proud of what I've done until now,
yeah,
especially with my latest volume, because in my latest volume, I exhale, I put my mother's poetries too, and
yeah.
I'm very proud of this thing. And my only, let's say, desire is that people would understand my poetry and they would somehow connect with it. And this is the best thing that can happen for a person who writes. If there are people who come to you after they read the book and say, I read your book and I reconnected with you, this is the best thing that can happen to you as a writer.
Like, Bogdana, like you have brought in several complex layers of love in your poetry, although they're all short poems. So, how do you describe love and its elements? Say something about your love poems. I'll read out a love poem of
Well,
yours.
love love can be very different. Many
Yeah,
people, when you say the word love, think about the love for a partner, okay, for a husband, for a boyfriend, things like that. But
yeah.
there is also love for God, love for nature,
Different
love
aspects of love.
for a best friend,
Yeah.
brotherhood. I mean, the love for a brother or a sister, um the love, the unconditional love
Oh.
for somebody maybe you don't really know but you just want to help. And this is, I think, the biggest love that we can ever share. But nowadays, unfortunately, unconditional love is not that spread as the material love, if we can call it love. But I wouldn't call it love, because when you love somebody, you don't love the goods of that person or the material possessions. You just love that person for whom he or she is. But there are
Hmm.
people who nowadays look at your material possessions, and if you don't have enough, they say that you're not proper for that person or things like that, and the society judges you and things like that. I think that love, that is why is love. If you love somebody, you just love it without any conditions, any rules. You just
Hmm.
love it as that person is. If that
Yeah.
does not happening, then it's not
Yeah. So you're in one of your poem you mentioned as the tortured love.
love.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So say something about it then.
I don't know what to say about this. I just, probably at that moment I felt that need to write it, to express it like that.
Cool. Here I go with one of your poem. Like it's. I'll just read it out for you. Mystery and dandelion, abundance and dead leaf, a grey sky, and destiny persecution, tortured love, and skeptical gentleman. The plaintive forest that no longer has trees. This is autumn, with misty fruits, with flowers without scent, and orchids without names. This is autumn, with crippled roses, with flowers without color, and horses without tails. This is autumn, that has no more laws, mistress over the world, and entire studs. It has a very good form of a scripture format, wherein like you have described it in a poetic form.
This is my mom's. This is not mine. This is my mother's.
No,
Yeah.
see, yeah,
I just
this is your
translated it.
mom's poem, but the way you have structured it, that's beautiful. I would say. I was talking about the
Thank
structure of the pattern of the poem.
thank you. Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
this is her. She really has a lot of them with nature
yeah.
or love poems, of course. Yeah.
So,
I just
see,
translate.
yeah, tell me. So, when it comes to your mom, as you were saying, your mom, even she was a writer. Like, was she fascinated with nature poems, or else was she an intense poet of intense feelings and emotions?
No, I think she just had a passion for writing, but unfortunately, she couldn't fulfill her dream of publishing a book at
Mhm,
that time when
mhm,
she was
mhm.
very young. I think she had 19 years, or more than 19. No, at 19 she died, but I think
Oh,
before, I don't know, maybe 14, 15, she even started writing.
mhm.
Uh, but she was a teenager at the time.
Okay.
She couldn't. I don't think she just maybe had dreams and that's all. She didn't had necessarily dreams of, I don't know what job or things like that. She just
Mhm.
got pregnant with my father, and uh, she uh, she was supposed to have two daughters because we
Okay.
were two twins. But
Okay.
my twin sister died too, and my mom too, when we were born. And
Okay.
unfortunately, I was left. I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, but unfortunately for them, they died. I stayed, but after years of years, when I saw that I was starting writing, I started asking myself,
Hmm.
from where do I have this legacy or this
Yeah.
coin in my hand? Who is the person that was writing in my family? And very,
Yeah.
very late, I discovered
You
that
discover.
my mom was writing, and I found her journal. And then I decided to publish her poems.
So somewhere do you think like
Yeah.
you started from where she has ended? The legacy has continued
I
from where she has stopped and you from where you have started. Is it
I
not?
don't know.
Yeah, we don't
Um,
know. Like these are something like universal elements like which we can't figure it out. No? Is it not?
maybe no.
Maybe, yeah.
But I think that even if she's not among us. I think she's proud of the fact that I published her poems and I fulfilled
Great.
her
That's a
dream.
great job. That's indeed a great job. So as to bring out a person's unpublished work or else a emotion or a feeling or else a content that was hidden somewhere beneath the skin, and it's very much needed to bring it out. So on that note, like I really appreciate you, Bogdana, like that you brought out your mom's unpublished work to the world.
Yeah. I wanted to be this volume. I wanted to be an emotional experience, not only for me, but for all the people who read, because in this way they have the chance also of meeting my mother, not only me, through
Mm.
her poems. And I wanted to transform this in a global experience, not only on a local or only on my country experience. That's why I translated them because
Cool.
um,
Bogdan, like this
I
one short poem of yours, like Rainfall, and it's very much touching for me. I'll just read it out for you. And it's lightning in memory, flooding the soul and its thought. I'm all wet on love, and it's raining in life, just like a concert. That's awesome. That's the thing is like you brought in different fragments of thoughts and you just painted or portrayed in it just 4 lines. So that's something like abstract thought, but very well picturized or portrayed. This is what I can say.
this also is my mom's,
Moms,
but
okay,
it's no
but
problem, no
the way,
problem. If you want,
but the way you
I
have
can.
presented it, it's awesome, really.
If you want, I can read you one from mine.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
please,
want, I
please.
can find one in a book.
Yeah.
If you want,
No, no, no. Please go ahead. Please go.
okay.
You
Uh, look,
your own touching
uh,
poem.
look. I just found one of mine,
Okay, that's
and
great.
it's
That's
called
great.
Boundless. And
Yeah.
it sounds like this: Boundless is my universe, where the stars don't die, where the dreams don't hurt. Boundless, the boundless self. Boundless is the wave of treasures that I am about to give if you dig in me. If you want and you're not ashamed, on my heart
Wow.
I write
I write
letters.
letters. Awesome. Awesome. That's
Yeah.
abundance. In the sense it's boundless, infinite. It's awesome. See, it's not necessary that we need to write 10 lines of it. Like even in, I certainly feel like a concept starts somewhere with its own ease and it ends within its own space. This is what I feel. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, poetry is changing all the time, and I
yeah,
think we should not have necessarily those rules. So you have to write,
yeah,
I don't know, so many lines and respect or make any rhyme. I am a different person. Today I
yeah,
can write a poem with rhyme, and tomorrow I write with no rhyme. It's the
yeah.
way I feel. I can't have a different rule in my head. I'm not leading my heart after rules. I'm leading my heart after what I feel. So
That's
today
great.
I can write in rhyme, tomorrow not. Today I can be sad, tomorrow maybe I can be happy. There are a lot of people who um, tell me that, oh, you're too sad in your poems, and I would like to be more, I would like for you to be more happier. And I said, I can't change myself. If today I want to cry and I write about death, that is how I feel. Because I don't want to lie and put a mask in my writing. I can put a mask in my real life, but I can't put a mask in my writing.
Right. Yeah.
That means I would lie about myself, so I don't want to lie.
You want to be authentic to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. You want to bring out your own conscience over it. Okay. Not a fake person.
Yes.
You want to bring
Exactly.
out a real person.
Exactly what I feel. I don't want to fake.
Yeah. You don't want fake. Yeah. True.
Exactly. I don't want to fake, and that's what people don't understand. If I have a tough period, and yes, maybe I have only painful feelings, and that is only the only feeling that I put in my poem, it's because this is what I want to share. I can't write you about happiness if I'm not happy, or I don't feel a way of sharing happiness. Yeah.
Bogdana, I feel like in two certain aspects, like men or people, humans, they can't fake themselves, either in love and in artwork, in their passion, either in poetry or in their love aspects. They can't fake. They have to be genuine to themselves. This is what I feel. And they will be genuine to a certain extent, especially when it comes to artwork. They'll be genuine to themselves. They can't fake themselves.
Exactly. That is why we don't have to be ashamed of what we feel, especially in writing and in painting and in every art we do. Because how can you how would you pretend that somebody who reads you to trust you, to deliver, I mean, to trust your message if you are fake? You can't have this you can't ask this to somebody, to believe in you if you are fake. And this is how literature is. We are not successful all the time. We are not happy all the time. We don't have all the time a mood maybe of writing poetry. Maybe we have pauses, a lot of pauses when we don't know what to write. We don't have, I mean, we feel something inside, but we can't put it on paper still, we still have patience to gather the words to put them on paper as a poetry. So there are a lot of periods like that. We can't be all the time, yes, we write all the time, we are genius. No, we are people, we are normal. We can have pauses, a lot of pauses.
Well, Bogdana, coming to the fag end of the show, like what's your final take on how a poet should be, or else how he has to deal with life, or else how he has to portray himself on to the poems?
To just be himself or herself.
Just be true to yourself.
And to not try to copy others. One thing is to have a role model. Yeah, I don't know, you like an author and you inspire. I mean, that person inspires you in what you do.
You might get inspired by several people, but you have to be yourself, right?
Yes, exactly. So you can be inspired, but don't make your own art on yourself.
Don't be a plagiarist.
Yeah, this is my advice. The only advice I think I can give, because this is the most important.
Cool, Bogdana. That's very much nice of you to coming on to my show and giving your insightful means to poetry. And that was awesome. Awesome to know you as a person and a poetess. Great to know you, Bogdana. Thanks for coming on to my show. And it was
me too. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So say something about the show.
It was very interesting to have this conversation with you, and I think it's very nice that you meet a lot of poets and poetesses, and you try to share their story. And I think this
is to bring out the insightful journey of a poets.
Yeah, I think it's very beautiful because in this way people can understand maybe more
Yeah.
about what a poet or a poetess means or
Mm.
how that person is
Yeah.
in reality.
In reality, how a poet is as a person and a person how he is as a poet.
Exactly.
Cool, Bogdana. Thanks for coming on to my show. Okay, and making me a good, delightful evening.